I was completely crushed, but I thank God I had very, very supportive parents. So my dad was like, yeah, even if it worked like that, it's okay. Taking care of two kids, it's not a big deal. We are going to do it. We just believe in God, and those kids will grow into great people in this society. And my dad was so encouraging. My mom too came in handy. So because he said in that conversation, because he later called me, he said, I will try to get some money for you to go rent a house somewhere and stay with your kids there as you try to figure out what you're supposed to do with your life and your kids' life. So I was like, I can't be able to go rent. Even if you give me like 10,000 right now, I go rent a house. Honestly, I need a house help. I need somebody, and maybe even this house help won't be able to make it to look after my two kids as I go hustle. So it was a little bit complicated, and these kids were just 2 months, so it was really complicated. So the other option that I had was to go back home. So imagine, Jesus, choosing a public means from where I was to Subukia, it could have been really bad. So because I had baby's clothes, everything, and then I had this girl I was staying with who could have helped me, but still, I'm not even healed completely. So my dad got a car and came, hired a car, because at that point my dad didn't even have a car. So he hired a car, he came, got me and the kids, and oh Jesus, another family friend of ours. He's like my big brother, but he rested. May his soul rest in peace. Oh, my big brother. He came in handy. He came, he said, I just had to come get these beautiful angels because I can't believe somebody could say that about these beautiful angels. So he helped me a lot. We had two vehicles. I had to get one had to go with my stuff, and then the other one I got with the kids and the girl I was living with, like my help. And we left for Subukia. So we get to Subukia. I think now I'm like, God, as much as I'm stressed, at least I'm at peace because I have my personal peace. But why? People are talking, oh, now she's back home, she has kids, she has all this. You know how people talk. So I was like the top, or the talk of the village. Like, the shame of you have kids and you're coming back home. There's something about coming back home with kids. Let's agree on that in our African society, which I think should not be the case. I don't think that should be the case, because is it rather that, not even on my case, because mine was just, it was never abusive, it was never like anything to do with being beaten, being abused either. No, there was nothing like that. But most of our girls would fear going back home because people will talk and stay in abusive relationship because of this narrative of, you go back home and everyone is talking about you. Everybody now start even shaming your parents that maybe they didn't teach you well, which I think should not be the case. It should not be the case. If a marriage or a, let's call it, a situation doesn't work out, like a cohabitation situation doesn't work out, or a marriage, I think it's safer to go back home to your parents or to go somewhere safe, and nobody should judge you and start life all over again. Nobody is perfect. People make mistake. So in my case, people really talked, like really talked. But for me, I was like, talk, it gets out through the other ear, because I love this baby too much, and I'm like, I am the one who knows the situation and who knows what I had planned and how it didn't work out and everything. So I was like on my own raising my kids, but my parents were so supportive. So I bring up my kids alone, with the support of my parents, which, oh God, thank you, mom, thank you, dad, thank you so much, thank you very much. So my kids are now like 2 years and a half, and I get another. My dad is this person who loves education, and he gets an offer where I can go get another course. I can get another course on aviation field, of which I love aviation. So it was a breakthrough for me. So I go back to school. At the same time, I'm like, let me take my kids to school. They go there for just like baby play. Like it's not a baby care, but a baby play where they go to school. They have their book. They can scribble whatever they want, but the teacher is not forcing them. It's like the play school right now, but back then it was just, I guess I can't even know what they used to call it, but it's like today's play school. So I take them to a good school, and they're doing that. And I was able to do this with the help of my only sister. I did this with the help of my only sister. I remember that time my sister, honestly, I was totally broke. I didn't have any sort of income. I didn't have anything. So my parents are feeding me and my kids, and my sister is paying the school fees of my kids, um, the uniform, anything that they need. She was paying for it. God bless her. God bless you wherever you are, Vero. God bless you. So my sister did that, took my kids to school. So I go to aviation college, I do my course, I finish up, I pass very well, and I start getting my internship at the airport. And I worked there for a few, I did two internships. I did two good internships, which were really enhancing, and they really helped on my growth. And then I got a job, and I was comfortable now. I was comfortable. And at this time, all this time when I was doing aviation, and when those days when I was so at home, I was so bitter. I was like, how could somebody just, I was looking at my kids and I'm like, how can somebody just say they don't want kids, they want a kid? And I only have this one question for this person. Maybe he's gonna watch this. If I brought these two kids together, because they're now big, they're big people, would you be able to choose like one kid and say this is the one that I wanted, and you could not have had this one? I know it's difficult. I know they cannot be able to do that. And I thank God. At those days, I would talk of my story because it was really hurtful. It was really something I could talk about and start crying. And God, I thank God right now I can talk about it and I don't shed a tear. And in fact, encourage somebody. Because after I came back to school and I got a job, and I'm okay. I'm able to take care of my kids. Wow. I'm able to pay them their school fees. I'm able to do whatever they like, buy whatever they need. It was parenthood became now enjoyable. I started enjoying parenthood because when other people were helping me out, I would still feel like I'm not doing enough. I'm not a good mother. I cannot provide for my kids. There is that feeling, and that feeling made me even feel some hatred for this other person who just decided, I don't want two kids, I want one. And yeah, so now when I was able to enjoy all this parenthood and this and everything, I felt so good, and I felt like, yeah, now I'm living my life the way it's supposed to be. Though I've not reached where I'm supposed to be, it feels good that I can be able to take these kids to school. I can be able to buy them whatever they want. I can be able to take good care of them, and be a good mentor to them. And they look at me, and like when I look at my daughter, she always talk about how strong I am. I guess it's because I'm so open to my kids. Yeah, they're 9 years old, but I'm so open to them. So we talk about things openly. And at some point, they were asking me, where is our bad father and all this. And we had to sit down and had that discussion. And I thank God they understand these things. Because I guess they were 8, I guess it was last year. So they understand these things. So another thing, I would encourage someone who is out there feeling so depressed, feeling like you're left alone, you have to do this single parenthood alone and all that. It's never easy, but trust me, it's always rewarding. Because the moment these kids are past that young stage, now they're a little bit grown, you start to feel the love. When they're small, yeah, you feel like you cannot do this. I was even suicidal at that point. At some point, I was suicidal. And I remember talking to my friends about even getting tubal ligation. Like I'm like, I don't ever want to have kids. Like I even had that hatred for the kids. I was like, I never ever want to have kids. And then I had to go some counseling session to get that out of my mind, because I was like, I don't ever want to have kids. I don't ever want to get married. I don't want to have a relationship. I never wanted to live. Like, okay, what was even wrong with me? Because I don't know what it was. My self-esteem was lowered to the ground. I felt like I was so worthless, like I'm nobody. I felt so wasted. But here I am today. And the things that really kept me going, I am a religious person. And at that point, I went deep into my religion. Like I was into church. I would go for seminars. There's a place called, and I think I can say it openly, Vincentian Prayer House. That is where I got my healing from, my inner healing. Because I would still bleed. I would still feel like I don't want to forgive. But I would go to church and tell God, oh my God, I need to forgive this person and his entire clan. I need to forgive these people. I need to get this out of my system. And once I got that healing and I felt like, ooh, that one is out. You feel like you're born again. You feel like, oh, the weight is all gone and now you can live your life. And from that point, that's when I was able to like get into my life again, like live my life like a normal person. Like I can now date, I can get married, I can feel like I want more kids. That is after the healing, the spiritual inner healing. That's when I got myself back and I started about my self-esteem. I will talk about that. Is a topic I specifically want to talk about because that one was on the ground. So somebody had to come help me out to raise it to where I am today. So my story is, when I talk about my story, I feel like I can talk about it like the entire time, because that is the central point of where my life changed. That is my kids and the environment and the whole situation is what changed my life. And I thank God. I'm very grateful to God it happened the way it happened, because it helped me to grow into a person that I am today. I can stand here and tell you, yes, I have grown, and I feel like I can handle anything. I feel like I can handle anything because whatever I went through strengthened me and gave me strength to handle life differently. So that is for today. That is my story, and that is like half part of my story. On the other part of my story, I'm going to tell about it with a friend of mine. I'll be hosting somebody, and then we are going to talk about that other journey from now, when I became stable and I can be able to take care of my kids. I will tell you that in my next episode but one, whereby I'll be having a friend who has the same story like mine but a little bit twisted, and then we're going to continue. It's going to be like a discussion. As I am winding up this, I would like us to contemplate on something. I have two things here. I have a potato and I have a banana. A banana is grown on a banana tree. It doesn't touch the grass. It doesn't touch the soil. It's not dirty. Oh, mine is so ripe. That's why it's kind of black, but it's a sweet one. Yeah, it's more beautiful. It don't have a lot of dirt. It has not gone through anything. Like it was just planted and then somebody just plucked it, and then it was kept somewhere warm, and then it became ripe, and voila, it's ready for eating. And it's beautiful. It's really beautiful. So now we talk about a potato. A potato grows under the ground. It touches soil. Before, when I was washing it, some of it peels just like came out a little bit, and it has gone through a lot. It has, when it's being dug out, sometimes it's cut a little bit. So assuming these are two different people, this one has gone through a lot. It has been into dirt, into water. It has been hit here and there. It has gone through a lot compared to a banana that has just been planted. The banana plant was planted and then it was just plucked and then put in a warm place and then it ripened. But there's something here. If I squeeze this banana, that's the end of it. If I squeeze it, that's the end of it. It's fragile. If I squeeze it, it's fragile. That's the end of it. It's something, it's going to be all over, and it's something even you wouldn't like to eat. If I squeezed it and I gave it to you, you wouldn't eat it. On the other hand, if I squeeze this potato as hard as I can, it's still strong. So whatever we go through, it's like what the potato goes through. The dirt, when the panga is digging it out, the cuts it gets, all that, it goes through a lot, but it comes out very strong, that in a way that if I squeeze it, it's still the same. If I squeeze this one, you will not. I don't even want to squeeze it because it's going to be all over. So these are, if you compare the two, this is a person who was raised getting everything, not ever had a tough life or a tough situation or experience in his or her life. So the moment he gets one, that's the end of it. The moment he gets one hit, that's the end of it. Like he cannot be able, or she cannot be able to handle a lot. But these people who have gone through situations, have gone through hardship, have had some hard deals in their life, just squeeze them, they're still so strong. So that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. That's my story. Next episode we'll be talking about toxic friendship. Yes, toxic friendship. I've been there. So that's what we'll be having next week, and I'll be having a guest, a good friend of mine, who will be talking about that. We'll be like, on my channel, it's not even my channel, it's our channel. On our channel, we don't just talk about things or just like do interviews. We discuss, and that's it for today. God bless you, and you have a blessed week.